Welcome everybody to Season 11, Round 8 of Contest Speed here at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. Today should be a quite lovely race around this very famous track. Everybody should know what this track is. It's an absolute fan favorite. Everybody loves this track for the most part. I can't think of more than a handful of people who don't like it, but yeah, it always produces some very good, interesting races. It's got some very tricky little sections. They're very technical. It's a very high-speed track through much of the circuit, so having very low downforce as possible, having as much like trimmed-out wing as you can, but being able to still make the corners it's a balance you got to make. Be interesting to see what kind of setups everybody will be running today, see who's running a little bit less wing than the other competitor. I myself run a very trimmed out setup, probably more trimmed out than most people. So we'll just have to see what all we got today, but I'm going to do a quick little rundown real quick before things heat up. Let me get my stuff all set up. Do a quick little run through penalties over this last week. So from this last week, there was an incident between Texas and Bergie, and it was given a dangerous driving reprimand to Texas. Another incident with Exotic intentionally DNFing, which he will have a race ban for round 8, which is today, and 3 penalty points added to his total. An incident between Texas and Bergie, which we caught on stream into turn 1 at France after the safety car restart, sometime around there, where Bergie was given 20 seconds plus 4 penalty points, and then another incident where he was in qualifying and the race cutting the final parts of the circuit, and has been giving a bunch of penalties for that, so he will be serving a race ban for today and a quality ban for 9, 10, and 11. So races 9, 10, and 11. Although I think he might have left. I'm just gonna hope that he comes back or whatever, but he might not be returning, so we're just gonna have to see how that goes. But we're gonna take it right on with who's our lead car at the moment. It looks to be BBR Garvey, so it looks like he's gonna be setting the first time here today. Unless this Mercedes... Nope, the Mercedes is not on lap, so we're going to ride along with BBR Garvey through the final sector of the track. Looks to be doing pretty well so far. As we go through Blanchimont. Bus stop chicane. Maybe a little kind of awkward there a little bit, but it looks like he kind of got away with it. And he'll be doing a 1:44.0. Heck of a time for BBR Garvey. That's going to be a tough time to beat. Texas coming through as well. I'm not too sure if the Red Bull in front of him is starting a lap or not. It looks like Warren set a time, and it looks like they're within about a tenth of each other, Texas and Warren. Dennis is invalidated. Cheesehead, where you at, Cheesehead? It looks like Cheesehead is about to start a lap. So we're gonna try to find someone who is on a lap. It's kind of hard to tell. And Chase goes up to P4, 1:44.9. Cheesehead must have had an off lap, so it looks like he's gonna be going again. Raptors. He'll be finishing his lap right here. Sitting at 1:45. We'll go on to Chewy. Chewy's somewhat at the beginning of his lap, but he's at lap. To follow along with Orlando, he had a really good race last week. He made it on the podium, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty certain he did. Pretty sure he came like P3. If I'm not mistaken. Looks to be doing pretty good through here. Probably could have been up another gear, but that's alright. Won't cost him too much time. lifting right there might cost him about a few hundredths. Looks nice and tidy into this bus stop chicane. Coming out of this corner to the line for a 144.8, and that's going to put him at P4. Put it right on here with Chewy. He is starting a lap. Future's on the lap. Right along with Future. I don't think I've seen him this season. He's raced here before, but I don't know for sure if he's been racing this season. At least I can't remember. I know he's a very quick guy. He definitely has pace, that's for sure. Looks good through Blanchimont. Maybe he shut it down in one too many gears, but looks to be working for him. Could have hugged the apex a little bit better. Gotta be careful though, not invalidating on that exit curb. Into the bus stop chicane. Looks really good. Probably one of the best that I've seen so far of the rest of these guys, but it looks like his lap wasn't as competitive to be a 146. Chewy though, like I was saying a few moments ago, he is on a lap, so we'll right along with him for the rest of his lap, as I'm pretty sure he is the lead car on a lap. I think the rest of these guys are on out laps, if I am not mistaken. Looks like he's the purple sector too. Looks like Chewy might be on something right now. He might be on for a top 3. The rest of these guys, though, they're going to have to pick up the pace if they want to keep up with BBR Garvey. BBR Garvey has kind of cleared himself away from the rest of the field in terms of lap time. Chewy looks like he's going to be able to challenge, though. He's got a good time coming out of the final corner. He says a 44.8. Dang, that's a little. That's not a bad time though, compared to the rest of these guys. Looks like he's off to a decent start. I'm sure he'll be looking for more pace. We got a red flag and a rouge. Who was that? It's Dennis. He had an issue through a rouge. Harris, he looks like he's trying to save up some ERS, maybe going into lap. Looks like he invalidated. I'm not too sure if it was his flying lap or not. We're right along with Razum. I think he's trying to start another lap. Looks like he must have invalidated somewhere, just based on how much ERS he has. Nope, he's going into the pits. BBR Garvey back out there, he's on a lap. Well, at least tail along with him for the first sector. Looks good through a rouge. Nice and tidy. Didn't look like he scrubbed any speed off. He's up an entire 10th. Well, looks like if he can keep this going, he's going to be the one to dip into the 43s. As long as there's no other mistakes from him. Maybe a little wide there, but I don't think it'll hurt him too much. Really good entry, and the Puon almost invalidates, but keeps it together. Maybe upshift a little too early. The revs were really low there, but I'm interested to see. Oh, my gosh, he's up 3/10. Excuse me on what I was saying. I guess BBR Garvey knows what he's doing more than me, because I definitely would have been in 6th gear there. But hey, each on their own. If you make it work, you make it work. Alright, now let's see what he is across the line. How much more up is he going to be? He's definitely going to be in the 43s unless he made a mistake somewhere that I did not catch it. He's at 43.6. Wow, that was a really good time. Move on here. Chase is on. It looks like he's on the lap. Looks like he's going to be getting a free tow from the person in front. Who is that? Is that Raptors? That is Raptors. That is kind of interesting. The spacing on their laps. Chase is down his time right there. Raptors up. He's down. Dustor comes across the line for a 45.6. Looks like Texas on a lap. Let's see what he is at his first sector split. He's up a little bit on his time. Oh boy. That is not what we want to see, but we're going to move on here to DK. DK, our military vet. Thank you for your service, DK. DK about to go through a pull-on right here. See what he's able to do. We have a Ferrari off. I think that is maybe Cheesehead. I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to check out his split right up here, upcoming. He probably could have kept a little bit more tight there. I don't think it'll hurt him too much. Really good entry into this corner. Very good entry. Loses a little bit. He's up 6/10. I expect DK to definitely jump a few guys right here. As long as he has like a really good final turn, he should be able to maybe even get up the top 3. So we're going to finish a lap with him here since he is up by so much. I really want to see where he's at. .44.5. This is top 3 for DK. Pretty good lap, pretty good lap. Love to see it. Orlando is up 4/10. He might be wanting to challenge that top 3 spot with DK. Or even Texas. Texas isn't too far off of DK either, so Orlando has the potential to throw himself in the P2 right here with this lap. Looks good, looks good. It probably could have been a bit better, especially on the exit, but yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. 44.396. That's jumps himself up to P2. Good job to Orlando. Chase is on a lap. I'm gonna take a. Who else do we got here? Do we have Cheesehead? Is Cheesehead on a lap? I think Cheesehead is on a lap. Cheesehead across the line. 44.8. He's gonna throw himself in the P6. Oh, we're gonna go back to Chase here. Unless Harris Flex is on a lap. I think it's Harris Flex on a lap, so we're gonna ride on Harris since he's gonna cross the line first. Oh, and he invalidates. I don't know if he invalidated right there for a little bit beforehand. I wasn't paying attention, but I know he did. He was invalidated, unfortunately. We go back along with Chase right here, and then oh, Chase is going to the pits. Who's Raptors? Raptors going to the pits as well. He is. About Mr. Wingett? Where's Mr. Wingett at? He's just going to be starting his first outlet. Took him a little bit to get out of the pits. We'll just have to see what this man could do. Our championship leader. Good warning to the pits. Cheesehead is going to be going to the pits. He just finished his lap. Chewy is on a lap. So we're going to go along with Chewy since he's the only one on a lap. We're probably going to go with the helicopter cam right here. The TV cam. Looks pretty beautiful around this track. Keeps it good in the Kuon. It looks like it was a good entrance into that turn from him. Now this right here, this is probably one of the most trickiest corners on the track, oddly enough. At least to me it is, just because if you're running too little wing, it's really easy to oversteer into that corner. But Chewy is up 4/10 essentially. He's going to be challenging for the top spots as well, as long as he keeps the rest of this lap good. Is BBR Garvey on a lap? He's about to be starting one, so we're going to go right back to Chewy. Really good bus stop chicane for Chewy. 44.3, and that's going to make a McLaren lockout on the front row, at least for now, until someone else is able to challenge. We're going to ride along with our championship leader for a lap. Everyone else is on out lap. So we're going to do this entire lap with Mr. Wing It here. As no one else is on the lap. He'll be the first one to set a time out of this grouping coming out, unless Dennis is on a lap. He's about to be starting one. So we're going to ride along with Wing It. Ooh, a little loose through Rouge. He might have scrubbed a little bit of speed, but it probably won't hurt him too much throughout the entirety of the lap. There's plenty more corners to go. It's a very long lap. Let's see what Mr. Wing was able to do. A little wide there, very slow. Yeah, that's definitely gonna kill his lap, but he might be able to salvage it for a top spot. Nah, he's giving up on the lap. I think he's gonna be trying to save up his ERS to go for another go, so we're probably gonna jump back to another person. Let's maybe start a lap like Texas. We're gonna ride along with him for the first sector. See what kind of gains he's able to make. Probably aren't going to be able to gain too much time through the first sector as you are in other sectors, but I'm curious to see what he's able to do. His BDR Garvey's at the 43.333. Oh my goodness. He is clear from everybody else. It is absolutely insane. Texas is only up by a little bit. Chase is up by 2/10. We'll ride along with Chase at least for a few moments to see how the rest of his lap goes. I know Chase can put in some work too. I saw somebody commented on the stream. If you made a comment and want me to read it or something I should know, go ahead and throw it back in there. As I pulled up Twitch on my phone now, so I can see what you had to say, whomever that may be. A little wide, and the Puan didn't really keep it too tight as he probably could have. Looking good through here, though. I think Chase actually might be on a really good lap. I'm really interested to see what his split is right here. Up 7/10s from Chase, but that could potentially dethrone Chewy. As long as he has a really good final few corners, I think Chase might be able to split the McLarens. Oh yeah, this is looking nice. This is looking very nice right here. Really good exit. Comes across the line for a 43.9. The only other guy to do a 43 is Chase. Good job, Chase. Would love to see it. Is BBR... My mistake, BBR Garvey? My mistake. He isn't. I haven't looked at the leaderboards yet. I'll have to though after qualifying is over to see who's where. But Deathstorm, he's up 7/10. Where is Deathstorm going to find himself in this qualifying session? Up to P12. P12 for Deathstorm. DK's up a little bit. I think DK might only gain one or two spots out of this. No, he's not going to gain any time. What? Wow. Very surprising. I thought he was easily going to gain another spot or two. But Wing It, not the qualifying we want to see for Wing It. It looks like Wing It is struggling. Maybe he didn't get any practice, but very uncharacteristic of Wing It. I expected him to at least be in the top 5, if not a little bit better. Oh, and the Future snuck his way into P2. I did not see that. I'm sorry, Future, but that is demoted Chewy down to P4 with it. A very interesting qualifying session. Our definite leader out of all this is BBR Garvey, and Future, like I was saying earlier, Future's really good. He's able to, he might be able to challenge BBR Garvey for the win today based off quality pace alone. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Now I'm gonna mess with my audio settings real quick. I was looking on the stream last time, and I don't think my settings were that good. So I wanna check and see if I can up my audio. I need to see if I could do that, because I don't think, at least for parts of it, I was kind of quiet, so I want to make sure that I am able to be heard pretty well. I have not. There we go. I've adjusted the audio mix a little bit more, so if anyone's able to give me some feedback that's watching in the stream, if I'm more audible or if it sounds good or whatever, just let me know. I'm not too entirely certain. I guess how it sounds right now. Thank you, Maddie. I appreciate it. Hello there, Andrzej. I'm not too sure how to pronounce your name, but hello. I think I've seen you here in the Discord. So happy to have you. I'm not too sure how new or not new you are, but we're always happy to have people. A quick run through the standings, if I could pull it up on my phone real quick. Take a quick little peek at what we got going on. Got a little bit of downtime right here, so might as well. Oh yeah, looks like BBR Garvey has, was just that one race that Wingett missed. Looks like BBR Garvey has thrown himself into the leader spot. I guess I am mistaken on that. So BBR Garvey has 108 points, Wingett 105, a difference of 3 points, followed by Cheesehead in third with 85, followed by Chase with 52, Chewy with 48, and so on can be found on the Contest of Speed website. Looking at constructors, Ferrari actually is, I'm not too sure they're going to be able to keep it going this week, but they are the current leaders of the Constructors' Championship with 149 points, followed by Alfa Romeo's 141 and McLaren's 112. Yeah, I think that's all I got that's notable in terms of what I can find on the website. So, with that being said, I'm going to run you guys through the grid, and I know you guys can read, but I'm going to run you guys through it. We got BBR Garvey, our championship leader, new championship leader after last race, starting on pole. Followed by The Future, I'm pretty sure this is like his first, or maybe his first or second appearance. And then Chase with P3, Chewy P4, Orlando P5, Texas P6, DK P7, Raptors P8, E-Warn P9, Harris P10, Cheesehead P11, Deathstorm P12, Rosum P13, Dream P14, Wingett P15, our second place leader, Dennis P16, and Maddie at the very back reserving P17. I don't think Maddie tried setting a lap. I think he's content with hanging out at the back. Maddie definitely has some pace, but he is a European driver. Sometimes he qualifies, sometimes he doesn't. Just kind of depends on, I guess, what his mood is. But I guess today he wants to start at the back. He wants a challenge. That, or he wants to stay out of some carnage. Whatever he's thinking. My race predictions for this evening, though, I think BBR Garvey is probably going to win this race. And I'm going to go with, it's hard to say, but I'm going to predict that Future finishes P2, followed by either Cheesehead or Wingett for P3. Wingett might be able to make a Verstappen happen and climb his way to the field, but it's going to be a big ask. But I know Wingett has some pace. I know Cheesehead has some pace. Texas also is a sleeper option. Same with Orlando and Chewy. All the fills are lining up here. Who should I ride along with? Who has a good view? We're gonna ride along with Texas into the first corner. I think he has a good view of the top few guys. We got 5 red lights. We are underway at the Belgium Grand Prix. Looks like Future's gonna be able to challenge into the first corner here. Didn't really get the best view of that, but it is what it is. Camera angles weren't really cooperating with me. boy, we got some side-by-side action, I think, going into a Rouge a little bit. Looks like they sorted it out as Dream! Dream is a loss to going up through a Rouge. Yeah, a little bit of oversteer. Looks like everything's kind of sorting himself out through the back, though. Everybody's keeping it clean so far. I think Raza might have a run on Deathstorm into the no-name corner. I think it has a name now, but I don't know the name of it. DK and Orlando side by side. Deathstorm keeps his position. Everybody's looking good through Puan so far. Wingit has made up a few positions so far. He's already up about 2 or 3 positions. Oh my! Oh, and that's Chewy. Chewy is in the wall. I did not catch what happened. That is very unfortunate for him. And who else is that back there? That is Chase. Chase is around as well. I wonder if Chase and Chewy got into it. They battling, and I did not catch that. Warren is making a move around DK right before Blanchimont. We'll wing it through into the chicane. The Raptors is looking for a move on the inside of Razum. Thankfully, doesn't go too deep and hitting our championship leader or second place leader. But that little battle between Razum and Raptors has put a little bit of space between Wingit and the guys behind him. Razum and Dennis going at it. Warren here is looking to make a move. We have Future. He is out. Future is out. He is out of this race, and is not going to give us a safety car. I don't think. I think it's just going to be a normal yellow flag since he's so far off the track. But that's surprising me. That's not a safety car. But Warren and Orlando, they're battling it out. Warren gets the move done. Anything else happening back here? Chewy's coming out the pits. Looks like he scraped the wall, but it doesn't seem like it did too much damage to his car. Moving on to DK. DK is on the back of Orlando, looking to chase him down and regain the spots that he's kind of lost from Warren. I'm gonna run through some of the position changes so far. Cheesehead. Oh my gosh, Cheesehead is at the 9th place. I don't know how he found himself up 9 places, but he is in the 2nd place at the moment, followed by Texas and Warren, but Warren up 5, Wingit up 6. Our biggest loser so far, obviously Chase, Chewy, and the Future. I don't know what happened to the Future. It's unfortunate to see him go out this early, but it is what it is now. We gotta deal with what has happened. I guess deal with the cards that have been thrown at you. It looks like he lost it through a Rouge on his own. I don't think it was influenced by any other cars. But Matty, he's looking to make a move around the outside into the bus stop chicane. A little deep. I don't think he'll be able to stick it. Yep, Rosum's going to be able to keep the momentum going. Back up to Deathstorm. Deathstorm is looking to get himself back in within DRS range. He's gaining a little bit on the straight, but not what he needs right here. Dennis, though, he's going to have DRS, and he's used a little bit of his battery. It looks like he's looking to make a move on Raptors, going into the corner. I think this is Lacombe. Someone can correct me, but I'm pretty sure this is Lacombe. It looks like he gets a move done before the corner even shows up, and Razum is on the back of Matty. Yep. Yeah, it's not going to make a move there, probably. We're going to go back up to DK, see what our man is able to do. That'll be interesting to see if let's take a look at tire strat real quick. So Cheesehead, let's see if I'm going to keep track of the gaps throughout these upcoming laps. It'll be interesting to see if Cheesehead is able to chase down Garvey on those hards. Because with the mediums, Cheesehead should have some pace unless BBR Garvey is just that much quicker. Warren, though, Warren has like no battery versus Texas's 40% in battery. But Warren is still gaining on him though. Warren is must be running a little bit less wing or something, or he just got a really good exit and I just did not see, but Warren was catching up pretty quick to Texas. I'm going to ride along with this. I want to see if he's able to get this move done coming across on the next straight. Before that, I'm going to go back to wing it. Take a quick little peek at him, see what his progress is up to. He's at the P9. Very good stuff from Wing It. It is definitely possible, based off what I was saying earlier, that Wing It is maybe able to find himself back up to the top of the field, starting in P15. As we have a car around, that is Warren. Warren is around. Thank God he's not in the middle of the circuit, and maybe collecting another car. But that is very tragic for Warren's race. Not at all what we wanted to see, but Deathstorm and Dennis battling it out. The Wing It was able to get by both of them. Oh, BK, you're about to hype Warren up. I would have liked to be able to hype Warren up, but Warren has found himself back near the bottom with some spicy tires. Reading his steering wheel, it's kind of hard to tell, but it looks like his tires they're still within the right temperature. From what I could tell, it looks to be 203, 200 degrees, so it looks like his tires aren't too hot anymore. So he might be able to climb his way back up there, but we're going to go back up to the top here. We're going to check out Dennis on the back of Wing It. Is Dennis going to be able to keep up with Wing It? Is he going to be able to maybe pass him right here? There's a little bit of debris. Someone lost a wing. Someone lost a wing. I see there's a bunch of debris on the side of the track. I can't tell whose that is. That would look like a part of a red car. Is that Cheesehead? That is Cheesehead. Cheesehead was a little too wide coming out of that final corner before that long run. I'm not too sure what happened there, but Cheesehead is going to have to make an early pit stop and maybe drive some hards all the way to the end. That is not ideal to be pitting this early, but he's going to have to deal with the cards that has been dealt to him and press on. Well, it'll be interesting to see if Cheesehead is able to bounce back from this. Raptors is going to have DRS, and he's using ERS on Deathstorm. Is he going to be able to keep it in? He's not. He's not going to be able to keep it going. But he's wanting this move. Oh, we got Wing It and Harris battling it out. Wing It has cleared Harris. We got some position changes back here. Oh, and Deathstorm is around too. Both Red Bulls have made mistakes. I know they're going to be wishing for safety cars. I'm sure Cheesehead is too. If Cheesehead gets a safety car after a little bit longer, he could probably throw on some mediums, second set of mediums. But Deathstorm is around again. We're gonna not focus too much on that. I'm gonna try to head back over to the top where Wing It is making his charge. Wing It is up so many positions so far. Wing It means business tonight. He is looking to keep his championship alive tonight. Chewy makes a move on Deathstorm, not surprisingly, because maybe Deathstorm's struggling right now. He probably has some really hot tires. But Wing It lost his position that he just gained on Dennis. Dennis is looking to be a pretty formidable foe tonight. He's being able to keep up with the top guys tonight. I wasn't too sure what to expect from him tonight, but he's looking like he's got it. He looks like he's pretty solid. But Harrisplex wants a little bit of this too. Harrisplex, will any of them use ERS? I'm going to be flipping back and forth for a second just to see if any of them do. Doesn't look like either of them do. But Wing It's going to be gaining a little bit on Dennis, but looks like Dennis has maybe a little bit lower wings because Wing It did not gain as much time through there as I would have expected him to, as Matty makes a move on Razum before the corner even comes up. Wing It a little wide. Is that going to open the door for Harris? It is not quite going to be what Harris needed right there. Oh, DK on Orlando. Orlando went off. I did not catch that. Oh, Dennis is around too. Oh, and there goes Ward again. He's in the middle of the track. Warren's gonna have to get out of the way to avoid being collected by everybody. Thankfully, that's not necessarily part of the racing line, and he was able to stay safe right there. But disaster has come for the Red Bull crew. It must be a rough day for them. Must not be their track. I know they're on controller. I don't know if this is how hard it is on controller. I'm a wheel guy myself, so I can't speak to how hard it is on a controller, but it's not looking to be their day around here. As Deathstorm just picks up 3 seconds, he's our first penalty of the night. Dennis into the pits. What is wrong with that? Dennis, he's pitting. Won't let me change the cameras. Doesn't look like he's getting a wing change. I don't know why he's going on the medium so early, but maybe I'm wrong for that. Maybe I don't know what the target range is for all that. Oh, someone's in the wall. Who was that? Someone just got hit. Someone just hit the wall. I didn't get a good look. I just saw someone hit the wall. Oh, Dream DNF'd at a Rouge, and that's gonna pull out a full safety car. That's gonna be really good for the guys that have been having issues. They're gonna be able to get back up into the fight. But Dream, I wish I had stayed on his camera for a second, but I just flipped to him right as he smacked right into the wall. Didn't get the best look at it, but it looked like he had an issue going up through a Rouge on the exit of Radion. Probably a little bit too much oversteer into that corner. Maybe rode a little bit too much curb. It's hard to say. I wish I would have saw it. But who is this gonna help a bunch? This is gonna probably hurt BBR Garvey as Texas is gonna be able to go into the pits, throw in some fresh hards, ride those to the end. And BBR Garvey, he's gonna have to, if he wants to be able to stick in this, he's gonna have to throw in some mediums and make these last to the end. I don't know how well they're gonna be going at the very end. But for anyone on hard tires right now that started on hard tires and is still on those original hard tires that they started on, that is not ideal for them at all. It would have been nice if they came out for them probably like 4 laps later, something like that, roughly. But this is a pretty early time to be going on to medium tires if you're starting on hards. But for the guy who's starting on mediums, this is like this is just what you wanted. This is going to be perfect for Texas, DK, and anyone else like Raptors, Wing It, for example, Orlando. All those guys. Those guys are going to be taking huge advantage of this. Maddie's at the disadvantage now. Harris at the disadvantage. If you see anyone on hard tires with 0 laps run, you know that they're going to be pretty set to the end. But everyone else on those mediums, on the other hand, that might be good in the early stages of this next upcoming stint. But they're going to have to nurse those tires at the very end. I think the DEG around here, throughout an entire lap, throughout an entire race distance, it might not be too optimal, but they might hold on enough. It's hard to say. BBR Garvey might be able to separate himself from Texas just enough to be able to nurse those tires at the very end of the race to not allow Texas to overtake him. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be a tough ask. I think if I remember how tire wear around here is. But we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. But with that being said, Dennis, Dennis, Dream, and the Future. Those guys are out of the race. I don't know what took Dennis out of the race. I don't know if he retired on track on his own, but I'm betting he wished he didn't now, sitting in the safety car. Yeah, Jay Gamry. I just heard a giant thump hit the wall right as I was scrolling through. But Cheesehead, though, electing not to pit, not surprisingly, considering he has already made the transition to the hard tires. He is going to be able to get his spot back, although, granted, on 3-lap older tires than the rest of the guys around him, that might not make the biggest difference. It might make a little bit. He's probably at like, If I had to guess, he's probably got like maybe 10% more wear than the other guys. That might be a difference of a few tenths, but that might be all the difference. At least for people like Wing It, Harris to get around him. I'm not too sure about the other guys, how it's going to go for everyone else, but it probably won't be enough to keep him up in the lead for long unless Cheesehead just has that raw pace over everyone else. Because all these guys are fairly even or whatever, so it's gonna be a little bit of work for Cheesehead, but it might be something that he's able to do. We'll just have to wait and see what he's able to do. This will probably be our final safety car lap here, if I had to imagine, as the field is starting to kind of catch back up. Looking at penalties here, though, I'll take a quick peek at this. 5 for Chewy, 3 for Chase, 3 for Deathstorm. Chase has made 3 stops. Goodness. I did not notice he made 3 stops. Looking at position changes here, we got Wing It up 9 spots. Matty up 8. Our top 2 and 3 up 4. Cheesehead up 6. And the biggest losers out of the guys still in the running that aren't DNF to be Chase and Chewy. Deathstorm, though, making his way back up to the grid. He's going to have some nice warm tires compared to the guys right in front of him, so might be able to... Deathstorm might be able to take advantage of this tire warming he was able to get early on in this stint until these guys get up to speed. Might not, though. We'll just have to see what Deathstorm's able to do, but I'm going to probably ride along with... Who am I going to ride along with? Probably, I'm going to ride along with DK. Really want to see what happens with this top bunch. Or maybe even Orlando. But it's kind of hard to see BBR Garvey at this point, so I think DK might be the best option for me. Be interesting to see where BBR Garvey goes, if he goes before the final corner or not. Could be a way to catch people off, especially like right here. If he were to go like right now, the guys might not realize it fast enough. Oh, and DK gets a little squirrely out of the final corner. And I think that's gonna put Cheesehead in a good spot to get an overtake here and coming into the first turn of the source. And we got 3 wide. We got 3 wide coming potentially. No. Wing It holds off. Wing It, I think, is better than the force of 3 wide. Move into Radion, or Rouge and Radion. But BBR Garvey looks like he's gotten a really good jump away. He's already got a second gap. Kind of as I expected, though, a little bit, because those mediums are definitely gonna fire up a lot quickly and get some more temperature built up. The rest of these guys are definitely on some colder hards. It's gonna take them about a lap or so to build up the optimal speed, but even then, they're gonna be lapping a little bit slower for at least a little while. It's kind of why I was saying that BBR Garvey, while he might not be on the optimal strat, it might work out for him if he's able to build up enough of a gap, and as that is Deathstorm around. And Wing It is able to clear Orlando, and Harris is all of the back of Orlando. He is wanting this position, and both of them are using ERS. If I'm not mistaken, they both kind of got off the button. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to make a move into here, but is Orlando going to throw a dive on him? He is not. Matty's going to hold pole as well. BBR Gravity with the new fastest lap. He's going to throw it around the outside. Harris is going to throw it around the outside. Orlando, and he might have had the move done. It looks like it is done. The move is done. Is Matty going to be able to capitalize on this? No, he is not. At least not yet. But it looks like Orlando is early on the power on the button. Looks like he wants his position back. Will Harris throw a move down the inside? It looks like he is. Harris wants his position back. He doesn't want to lose this. He wants to keep it. He wants to keep his P6 and continue his charge. Chase was looking really strong at the beginning of this race. Oh, what do we got here? We got Chewy Chewy. I don't know if he was holding the position or if he was making a move, but it looks like E. Warren is through. We'll go back up here to DK. DK is he's within 7th. Oh my gosh, he's losing. He is losing time. What is going on here? What's the pace difference? Oh my gosh, we got a difference of about 10 miles an hour when Cheesehead and DK. I just completely lost DK the DRS, but he looks like he's back in within range. But will he have it though? Coming into the Kimmel straight. Matty's going to be sending a move down the inside of Orlando. Orlando might be having to give that up, but Orlando might have the pace coming out of the corner. Yeah, he's going to give that up. DK will not have the DRS. What's our... Yeah, Cheesehead is running a lot less wing, because DK was, in terms of miles per hour, he's way slower. As Matty sends a move around the outside of Harrison. He gets the move done. Good, clean racing from the both of them. We got a nice little stack going right here, though. Everyone's fairly close to one another. Although Chewy has that 5-second penalty, and as DK and Wing It. Oh, and there's Wing It. He went way off around the outside of his teammate at Puan. Not too sure what all to say about that, but it looks like Wing It's going to keep that position. Might be a little bit of team orders around there, but Orlando picks up a 3. Probably picked it up on the exit curb of the corner before. But Chewy, though, is Chewy going to make a move, or was E. Warren and Raptors going up Blanchimont? As E. Warren picks up a 3-second time penalty, went a little bit too wide there on the exit of Blanchimont. I don't know if that's something that can be removed or not, just because it's wheel-to-wheel racing and whatnot, but that's not going to be good for the rest of his race, that's for sure. But it must be said that BBR Garvey, he has cleared his way through the field. He has pulled a 6-second gap as Cheesehead and Texas are going to be battling it out, but Cheesehead's going to make the corner before Texas does. Matty's around DK. Will Texas have anything to say back to Cheesehead, though? Yellow flag, sector 2, that looks to be Razum. He is around. Chewie might be able to make a move into the bus stop chicane here, so I'm going to ride along with him for a second. That is Deathstorm, actually, this time. That is around. This is not the track for the Red Bulls, apparently. It's Harris Plexus. He's looking to make a move around the outside. As Chewie looks to be taking advantage of this little stack right here. Chewie might have the move done on Orlando. It's hard to say. It doesn't look to be so, but E. Warren, he's looking to get into the mix here. He's probably going to send the move down the inside of Orlando. He does, and as Orlando gets hit a little bit from behind, a little push and run from Chewie. Yeah, I thought these guys were going to go too wide for a second through Rouge, but it looks like they decide not to, as Chewie looks to be trying to get his way through the field. He wants to build up as much of a gap as possible, considering his penalties. As Orlando and E. Warren, they go at it here. Texas, E. Warren's going to have the run here on this outside, and so is Chewie. Chewie's going to be making his way through. Or is Orlando going to be able to hold it on the inside? It's going to be hard to say because Chewie's going to have the inside for the next corner. Yep, Chewie kind of late brakes on Orlando, and he gets a move done, move himself up the P9 on track. Chaso is all over the back of this. I did not catch that, but he's all over the back of this. Harris picked up at 3. Doesn't look like Texas was able to keep up with Cheesehead, though, for the most part. He has got a 1 second gap, a little over 1 second. Texas is back within DRS range now. We'll see if he's able to keep going here to his wing deploy. His wing does not deploy. It looks like he didn't hit the detection line soon enough. But he's going to have it here, though, as long as he has a really good exit out of this corner. That might bring Texas back into the contention as Cheesehead and Orlando, they battle it out. Or Chase and Orlando. Looks like Chase was able to get by him. But Wingett, though, he has a little bit of ground to cover. He has a whole 2 seconds of ground he needs to cover before he is able to get back into this fight. Even if Wingett finishes in P4, though, it's not the worst thing ever. At least in terms of championship, it'll only be like a difference of like, I'd say probably a little less. Around 10-ish points, somewhere right in there. Definitely not ideal for Wingett, but it definitely doesn't set him back that much, being in 4th versus PPR Gravity's 1st place. But I'm sure Wingett's probably gonna be looking to maybe get himself on the podium and narrow that gap just a little bit more, because I know Wingett had his first few races were really strong, and Wingett's gonna have to put a little bit of work in if he wants his championship. But Texas, though, it looks like his cards are starting to get in. DK is around. He's in the wall. Looks like he had an issue coming out of I don't know what the corner name is, but you can see where you can see a reason. It looks like he had some issues coming out of that one corner where it's supposed to be flat. Texas, though, I know he and Cheesehead got a little bit of a Texas and Cheesehead got a little bit of a rivalry going on. So let's see how respectful the racing is here, but if they're able to get close to each other and go wheel to wheel. This might be something that takes a few laps for Texas to climb back up, though. It might not be. It's definitely not going to be this lap, but unless Cheesehead makes a big mistake. But This might be something that Texas is able to recover from. He might be able to bounce back and get back up the Cheesehead. Because remember, Cheesehead is on 3-lap older hard tires than the rest of the hard runners. A little rough through Puan for Texas, but he's just flirting around the 1 second range. He needs to keep this nice and tidy if he wants to be able to keep his DRS going into the next lap. Chase with a 3-second time penalty. That's going to put him at 6 seconds, along with Orlando at 6. Texas isn't going to have the DRS for the first run, but if he's able to keep it nice and tidy and he's I don't know, he keeps dipping in and out of the DRS detection like under 1 second, so he's gonna have to work to keep this. Looks like it's not gonna be something that's gonna come easy. He's gonna have to put in some really good laps consistently. I think he just missed a detection right there. I think we just passed a detection. He's not gonna have it right here, so it's gonna be like about another lap for Texas. Let's see here if Harris is able to get a good run on Chewy. Both of them are pretty low. All of them are kind of low on DRS. Warren wants a spot. Is he going to throw it around the outside of Harris? He is. He's going to throw it right around the outside, and he's going to get the move done. Now, as long as Warren is able to keep it within 2 seconds, a 2-second gap to Chewy, Warren will be able to steal P6 from Chewy, and Chewy will probably fall back to P7 or P8, depending on how close Harris is to eat Warren. But they have to stay close to him. They cannot afford to let Chewy run away if they really want those extra spots, which I'm sure they do. But to wing it though, as I was saying a little bit ago, he was at 2.2 seconds gap. He's getting really close to being within a second of wing it here. Wing it's looking to get close within a second of Texas. He's going to be potentially stealing this final podium position from Texas, and Maddie is getting into the mix too. Maddie is showing up on the scene with less than 1 second gap to wing it. So these two are both going to have DRS for the presumably. Except for maybe Maddie, it's hard to say. Yeah, this might allow Cheesehead to extend his advantage in this in second place over Texas if Texas has to worry about battling these guys. As Chewy goes into the pits. These mediums must not be sitting with him. Does he need a new wing? He does not need a new wing. The tires just must be falling off. Yeah, he was on the same lap old tires, I'm pretty sure, as the rest of these guys. Interesting decision. BBR Garvey, though, he's extended his gap up to 9 seconds, a whole 9 seconds. That is honestly kind of insane, considering how close the grid was predicted to be. It doesn't look like his tires are falling off either. It looks like he can probably go around for another whole 4 laps. And he can scrub as much time as he wants. He has all the time in the world to work with. So as long as BBR Garvey doesn't make any kind of major race ruining mistake, he should be able to keep himself in first place and be our winner for today. But what still is yet to be undecided is what this P2, well, P2 is almost wrapped up, but P3, P4, P5, that is definitely still under contention, as Wing and Maddie might have something to say to Texas about this. Matty scrubbed a little bit of speed coming out of that Radeon, but the DRS is definitely helping him out in that tow. It's not going to be enough though. Both of them are going to have to put in some work. Orlando gets by Chase. But the rest of the grid though, for the most part, they've kind of just sorted themselves out. Some considerable gaps between the rest of the field. Oh, Wingit's gonna have a run on Texas right here. This might be the move done. This might be the moment for Wingit. I don't think it'll be quite yet unless Texas goes a little too deep, but he's gonna have the run out of the final corner. So I think Wingit's just setting this up for Rouge and Radeon. If Wingit's able to keep this really nice and tidy, really close to Texas, I think he's gonna have the move done down the Kemmel straight. Although he just lost a whole half-second to Texas out of nowhere. I don't know if he checked up or something, but it's gonna be close. As Wingit is just zooming up. Oh, who is Texas gonna? Oh, and Texas goes around. Oh, Wingit definitely gave him enough space, but Texas is around. That is very unfortunate for Texas. Texas got to be careful about these other cars coming through here. Looks like it works out, but that is absolutely ruining Texas' hopes for a top 5 finish at this point. He was looking really good, and just a little bit of contact, a little bit too much contact, sent him around. It looked to be all fair to me. I think Texas might have just understeered into Wingit just a tad too much. But that kind of just seals the deal now. At least in that regard, it's kind of hard to say if any other major position changes will happen. As Orlando goes around and he has ruined he has absolutely shredded his front wing. That's gonna. Oh, and Texas gets collected in that too. And here comes Alpine of Chase. Chase is gonna snag this spot. Does Texas have damage? She might have damage, but it's hard to say. But that is very unfortunate. No other words to describe what just happened right there for Texas. He's got unlucky that a car in front of him spun out, and doesn't seem like he had too much place to go. But Matty, he is within a second of Wingit. This looks like it could be our next major battle here. I still don't know. I don't know if Wingit's gonna be able to. And Orlando DNFs. He decides to call it quits right there. Don't blame him. But Matty's our only other guy that can contend for a major spot. I'm so sorry, Deathstorm. I feel so bad for you. I know you hated this track. You're like the one person that hates this track. It was definitely a rough race for the Red Bull boys today. But I hope you feel a little bit better knowing that your teammate, even though he might be struggling a little bit too, he has struggled throughout the race. He has found his way up in the P5 miraculously, even through all of what's happened here today. But I'm gonna take a quick look at well, PBR Garvey on 13-lap old mediums, and he's still kind of holding the gap between Cheesehead. That's actually pretty impressive. But looking at, what was I gonna look at? I lost my train of thought. Position changes, that's what it was. Maddie and Wing It looking pretty hot right there with how many spots they've been able to gain. Oh boy, and Texas, Chase, and Chewy are all going at it here. Texas is gonna run a little wide. Probably could have kept it a little bit tighter to be able to make the pass there, but he's gonna get that 3 seconds. That's gonna kill his chances at being able to pass Chewy up, pretty much for the most part. Who's that? Harris. Harris is around. The rest of these guys are going to be up to speed. They're going to zoom right by him for the most part, if I had to guess. Yep, that is correct. He's going to be passed up, falling to the back of the grid of the remaining guys, at least. And that's pretty much a wrap. That's pretty much a wrap on every other spot. I mean, the rest of the gaps are pretty considerable. Not too much else to say. And Rosalind's by Harris. DK is around Harris. Harris is... I don't know what happened to Harris. Does Harris have a wing? He does, but he's just kind of relinquished all these spots. Harris might be out of fuel, but I mean, he's kind of spun out a few times. I guess it's possible. He's only at like 20% throttle, though. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's a fuel issue, but oh my gosh, I'm sorry. BBR Garvey, though, he is one to fall by Cheesehead. Wing It. Warren coming across the line here. Is Maddie going to be stealing this spot from Warren? Does not look like. I think Maddie might be having a fuel issue or something, too, because he was really slow through the bus stop chicane, but that's going to be BBR Garvey, Cheesehead, followed by Wing It, followed by Warren, Maddie, Raptors, Chewy, I'm pretty sure Texas, and then Chase, and Rosin, DK, Harris, and then all of our DNFs after that. Oh, Maddie with a right rear puncture being reported. 15 lap old medium, so BBR Garvey almost could have had a disaster happen to him. If he had the same thing that happened to Maddie at like a critical section of track like Pouon or something, if he had a puncture around Pouon, that would have been disastrous. That probably could have been race ruining right there for BBR Garvey if he had something like that happen to Maddie after sector 2 splits. That's near the very end of the lap. Either way, regardless, that's still a scary thing to have happen on the last lap of your race, a puncture. But good job to these fellas. I'm gonna probably invite Maddie, if you want in on this interview. I haven't talked to you before, but if you want in on this interview, I'm probably gonna invite the top 5. I'm not too sure if I'll be able to get everybody, so that's why I'm gonna invite everybody, all the top 5 guys, just for the heck of it. I like to have a bit extended interview session. BBR Garvey, Cheesehead, Mr. Wing It, if I could find him. Too late for me to have a chat. It's all good. Then I'll just invite our top 4 then, for the heck of it. You know, why not? But I'm going to run through the order again real quick. We've got BBR Garvey, Cheesehead, Wing It, Warren, Matty Bravo, Raptors, Chewy, Texas, Rosin, Chase, DK, Harris, Orlando, Deathstorm. I think maybe one more person. Yep, Dream, Dennis, Future. Do we have everybody in here? Looks like we do. So I'm going to start off here in a second once it gets out of the leaderboard screen with BBR Garvey. Give me just a second for this do its thing. Because I want the audio to be just you guys, not the music that the game is playing. But anyways, BBR Garvey, who's echoing?
I just unmuted. I don't know if that's what you heard.
Yeah, I'm definitely echoing a bunch. So I guess while I'm talking, if you can mute yourself. And then when you're talking, I'll shut up so it doesn't echo. All right, there we go. So BBR Garvey, you had a heck of a race. Nobody challenged you at all. You drove clear of everybody. That safety car. When you switched to the mediums, I was unsure if those tires were going to make it to the end, but they looked like to last just long enough for you to make it to the end. Describe us your race, good sir.
Yeah, I get a little nervous every time that safety car comes out, to be honest. A little PTSD in this league with that, but it worked out, and yeah, like you said, I was nervous too. I tried to push and get ahead in the last, 3 laps. I was petrified of a puncture. I think I lost 3 seconds, but thank God I had that to lose because I probably wouldn't have made it. But it was fun, and can't be happier than that. And thanks for the race. Congrats to Wing It. That was a good push through the field, and Cheesehead as well. Good race, guys.
Yeah, and Matty, he had actually a rear right puncture on the final lap, and his tires were just as old as yours, so you could have almost faced that reality as well. I think Matty had that happen at the very end of the lap at the second sector detection zone at the start of the third. So it's lucky for you at least that it didn't start any earlier than the lap.
Yeah, I was worried, and when I heard that on stream, like I said, the last lap, I just coasted around. I barely hit the throttle. But, yeah, definitely worried of that. Thank God it didn't happen.
Yeah, you had all the time to work with. You had 9 seconds gap. You could have easily just kind of cruised around like a Sunday drive for the last lap.
A little more nervous than a Sunday drive, but yeah, it was fun. Thanks for the race.
Yes, sir, and good job to you. But we're going to move on here to Cheesehead, our second place finisher. Cheesehead, it was looking kind of scary at one point when you had the pit early on in the race. I think lap 4 or 5, something like that. It was really early on where you had to switch to the hard tires, and thankfully that safety car kind of bailed you out, allowing you to keep up with the rest of the field. Describe us your race.
Oh, man, congrats to McLaren again. Very fast, as always. I missed getting one extra lap in qualifying. I missed it by a second, so I was really pissed, and I was 11th. And first lap, Fernando Alonso type start, all the way up to 5th, and I think I was 3rd by the end of the lap. And then car was a rocket ship in the straight line, absolute rocket ship, and it was edgy in the corners. Definitely one of the hardest things I've ever had to drive. It was just so loose everywhere. And I got to I don't even know, lap 5, and I was just cruising. I had a big gap behind, and I wasn't going to catch the McLaren, I don't think. I was going to wait till the pit stop, see if I could do anything, and it just stepped out on me, and I'm lucky I even finished the race because when I hit the wall, I hit it pretty good and thought I was basically it for me. But, yeah, I was 5th, and then I just drove through the field and made sure my tires were going to make it, and they made it by a long shot, so that was good. It just, typical Cheesehead race. Got all this crap to deal with, and then get a podium still.
Well, it's good that you fought back. Yeah, I definitely noticed it after like a lap or two that you gained 9 places off the start. I was just like, oh my goodness, like how
Did
the
I get
heck did you...
driver of the day in the
I
game? Or
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that, but either way, like being able to get 9 positions in one lap, that was pretty insane, considering nobody crashed. But yeah, it was a good race too, man. Good to see that you bounced back from what looked to be a pretty dismal race from hitting the wall
lap
and whatnot.
5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
like
was
I
kind of
said,
scary for your race.
I should have. I think I should have DNF'd. Broke every piece of the wing. I must have glanced it, I guess, because it was on the last corner before the straightaway to the bus stop and then to the finish line. And as soon as I put input into it, boom, wall. And I just glanced it and then kept going. So, yeah.
Well, glad to see you making it to the end, and P2 being able to hold on to that position. Mr. Wing, you had to absolutely crawl your way through the entire grid. You had to grit your teeth and just scratch for every position possible. Describe us your race.
Well, that was pretty fun. It was very hectic at the beginning. Was often braking a little bit later than some of the guys in front of me, and but I had some really hard fought battles all the way through the field and avoided all the spins through El Rouge and throughout some of the early laps there. And the safety car came out at a pretty good time for me with starting on the mediums. He had plenty of life still left in him, but it was good because other people ran out of tires on the mediums and on the hards towards the end on the second stint where I felt better. But my car was absolutely on rails and had a lot of fun battles. Really unfortunate contact, I think, with Texas on the last couple of laps for P3.
Yeah.
Felt like we gave each other space, but I just held my line around the outside, and a little bit of contact got him too loose because this track, for some reason, was just very difficult to get on the throttle at all. But held my way to P3. I think I definitely had the pace for sure to catch up to Cheesehead, but made a lot of mistakes during some of those battles that I think over the course of the race just took up a lot of time. But congrats to Garvey and Cheesehead on the win in second.
Yeah, so I was going to mention that too about the Texas incident. There really isn't too much to say about it. It's really just an unfortunate incident. You gave him space. He gave you plenty of space too, but he looks like he just kind of understood a little bit into you, and it's just unfortunate that in this game with like the smallest amount of contact can send your car spinning around like a pendulum, because it really was small contact. It wasn't like he smacked it into you or anything like that. It was just like the slightest of taps into his, like, it looked like his front left probably tapped your side pod a tiny bit, and it just sent him around. It's very unfortunate to Texas, but yeah, good race to you, man. It was a pleasure watching you climb through the field, and look, you keeping the championship margin pretty low to BBR Garvey, and I'm sure you'll be out here next time. I don't know what happened to you in qualifying, but I'm sure next time though you'll be able to give BBR Garvey more of a proper fight, make him earn his first place win a little bit more. But you got anything to say about qualifying, at least?
Yeah, I just was running late today. I've been getting off work later and later, and had to take 2/3 of the qualifying to kind of just get ready and just get things set up, and just left it down to the last lap and made a little mistake to get the corner cut warning, and there wasn't any time to do another lap, so starting in the back.
It is what it is in that sense, then, but it's good that you were able to make it back to P3. But Warren, I'll cap it off with you. You had a very, very rough race, to say the least, for a good part of the race, but that safety car bailed you out and kind of brought you back up to the top. Just kind of describe how things were for you.
Yeah, so It was a good start. I got up a few positions, and I was like, okay, I actually have some pace around here that I didn't see in practice and qualifying. And then I spun it and lost all positions after Radillon. Luckily, I avoided the wall and didn't get any front or rear wing damage, so that saved me. And then it was just kind of cruising on those mediums till I got a lucky break, and I found myself back at the end of the pack. And then that safety car, I'd been waiting for it, and I knew right away that I was going to try to do that little two stopper right there and switch onto the hards to get the two sets and switch back to the mediums the next lap. And then it was, for the next few laps, it was me, Chewy, and Chase all kind of just cruising up that pack together. And then I found a chance to kind of drop them off, and then unfortunately Robbo spun at the end. Same thing that happened to me last season. Lost a podium that way, so I understand his pain. But yeah, it was a very up and down race. I'm glad it finished that way though.
Well, it was a good recovery drive for you, Warren. You at least got some points for the Red Bull boys. It was good to see that you were able to recover from your misfortunes in the beginning of the race. So, but yeah, all around it was a good race, guys. It was a pleasure watching you guys, and it has been Contest of Speed Season 11, Round 8. And you all have a good night. Tomorrow we got AM1, and tomorrow EU2 as well.